Welcome to the Healing Light Wellness podcast. I'm Charlene Smart, a holistic practitioner specializing in energy healing and emotional freedom technique. My soul's purpose is to bring peace and transformation to women just like you. Each episode is a sacred journey into self-discovery, healing, and growth, where you'll explore powerful techniques and heart-led strategies to live a more peaceful and joyful life. Your healing starts now. All right, my friends, I am back. I have been gone for quite a while. And if you have been missing me, please accept my sincerest apologies. As I was headed down the highway, well, let's call it a super highway, I got distracted. Yes, I know, completely distracted. Actually, if we're being honest, my basket became overflowing. Have you been there, my friend? Of course you have, which is why you are forgiving me for being gone for so long. But this makes me wonder, how full is your basket? Are you like Char and it's overflowing, or is there still room to put things in? Take stock in it. Take a moment, write it down. What is in your basket? One of the questions I had to ask myself is, okay, Char, you have completely overflown yourself, overflown all the stuff you think is super important. And I had to write it down. Sometimes the mind has a way of playing tricks on us. As we go through, the mind's like, yeah, that's not important, but it's in there. It's just not important. And so it stops actually adding it to all of the things that we feel pressure to complete, to get done. But it's still added there. It's still in my basket. So I'm imploring you to sit down and write it down. That is exactly what I did. I told you I never ask you to do something that I haven't already done, usually myself, or I'm not willing to do. When I sat down and I really wrote out all of the things that were going on, all of the things that kept me from being here with you today, I realized that some of those were just noise. And I was giving them my time. I was also giving them my energy that I didn't actually have to spare. Now, I know you're thinking, Char, there are things I can't just take out of my basket. And I'm right there with you. You're right. There are things that we can't not take care of. So as you run through your list, I truly want you to decide what is I have to do this. And then what are the other things that aren't in the have to column? Because that right there, my friend, is where you have control. I'm going to say it another way. This is a place where you have the power. Don't worry, you don't have to let that go to your head to have power and control. But imagine how amazing it's going to feel when you look down at your list and you say, you know what? This is my I don't have to column. And I'm going to pick and choose which one of these I'm going to do. Which one of these I am going to put my energy and time into. Remember, we're only focusing on the things that we don't have to get done. So within this list of things we don't have to get done, I want you to go through and decide where you want to put your time and your energy. Where is it best served? Don't worry, you're going to look at your list and be like, ooh, I've been doing this, so how can I stop doing it? One of the things that I want you to ask yourself is 5 of my favorite words. Are you ready? I want you to ask yourself, does it bring me joy? Why would that matter, right? Are you asking yourself that? Why does it matter? We need to put joy back into our lives, and this is where it begins. All of those things that have to be done most likely aren't bringing you joy. Otherwise, you wouldn't call them a have to, right? You'd put it in the want to column. But if you're sitting there looking at your list and thinking, none of what is on this list brings me joy, I want you to stop. I need you need you to add 3 things that bring you joy. Now you're saying, Char, you're going to add to my already overfilled basket. But here's the thing. I'm not asking you to add big things. It can be very small things. But if there is nothing on your list that you can say, this brings me joy, we need to add some joy into our basket. How does that sit with you right now? I just want you to think about it. Char's asking me to put more stuff into my basket, but it's already full. My guess is you're not jumping for joy by my request. But what I want you to know is that when we add even little tiny things into our day that bring us joy, it changes the trajectory. It changes how we feel during the day, how we feel about doing all those things we can't change, how we feel about doing the things that aren't have-tos, but we just can't seem to stop. When we start bringing joy in, it will start overflowing into the other areas of our basket. Sit with that for just a moment. By simply bringing in things that bring you joy, it will overflow or bleed into other areas. This is not magic, my friends. This is the power of positivity, the power of joy. So if you're willing to take my challenge, I would love to hear how it's working out for you. 1, let me know what's on your list. How many things were in the column of I have to, and how many things were in the column of I don't have to. And out of those things in the I don't have to column, how many bring you joy? And then, if you have to add joy into your basket, I would love to hear what it is you are adding in. If you need help with this because you're like, gee, Char, nothing brings me joy, I want you to reach out to me. Give me a call, send me a text message, comment if you can. Let me know, Char, I think you are crazy because I can't add another thing in, and I don't even know what brings me joy. Because my friend, I want to help you figure out what it is that brings you joy and what we can add to your day. I'm going to tell you what I've added into my basket. I have added this time with you. Right now, this is bringing me joy. 1, I know you're sitting on the other end of this listening, and that makes me so happy and so joyful. So I added it in, and I cannot be more thankful that I did. All right, my friend, get to your list. Let me know how it goes. And I hope you know you are never alone, even when Char's off the podcast wave. And I am so very, very grateful for you. Thank you for joining me on the Healing Light Wellness podcast. I hope today's episode brought a moment of peace, clarity, or a spark of insight. If it resonated with you, please share it with a woman who is ready to rise. Stay connected with me on Facebook and Instagram at The Charlene Smart. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It helps more women step into their healing journey. Until next time, remember, your light is powerful, your healing is sacred, and you, my friend, are never alone.